determination of a quorum is anyone on Zoom?
No.
Okay. All right. So I will, call for the people to say they're here. Yes, all right. Here, Dr. Curtis. Here,
Yeah.
Belvon,
I'm
Dr. Sarah, and I am here. All right, so we have the consent agenda, including the library board minutes of February 23rd, the excess withdrawn library materials, personnel changes, and bill list. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I would like to move to approve that.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. So expressive. Thank you. Director's report. Thank you.
German will get a fresh coat of exterior paint this spring. No big change in appearance, it's just time. We had our kickoff meeting with Aben Marsh's team regarding the plumbing project as Maine here at Maine, so more details as they become available.
Does it get worse every time they give you a report?
It's a little disheartening.
Okay.
But you know what? Solvable. Some problems are not solvable. This is a solvable problem. You just have to work through the steps. Good. Western is suddenly moving along quite quickly. If you've driven by, you've seen all the dirt moved and how they got some new framing up and we're trucking along there. The SJCPL Foundation, formerly known as the Friends of the Library Board. So when they were named, that both Friends and Foundation were in their incorporation name, and we've just leaned into Foundation for the last couple of years.
Very good.
But they'll be kicking off a crowdfunding campaign on April 2nd to help fund the outdoor garden and playscape at Western. I'd encourage you to contribute and share that information with your connections. We're trying to reach this $50,000 matching grant from Creating Places, and you'll notice that IN in creating is Indiana. So they're working to create vibrant communities across Indiana. And LaSalle is nearing completion. It's coming together. It's starting to look amazing. Kamika Perry did a mural for us on vinyl. So that's going up and that's already up in the clear stories. That looks amazing. Flooring's going down. Paint, I think, is pretty done. So we're reaching the end on that one. So we're
May
putting
I ask a question about the $50,000 in matching funds? Because it used to be called Friends of the Library. Can book sales be counted as matching funds?
No, not book sales. The
Too
goal.
bad.
Yes, the goal of it is that community input, so it's based on a crowdfunding website so that you can get those small contributions as well as some pre-work that Anjanette and Bridget have done to secure some larger donations in order to reach that goal. But the goal is really community members contributing any amount so that they can feel part of the project.
So will we be getting an email reminding us that doesn't
Yes.
say log into this thing, but just hit, okay,
Yep.
good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it a 1-for-1 match, so they need to raise 50 and get 50?
Yes. Yep. So reopening tentatively May 4th, and we're planning to host a ribbon cutting with the Chamber of Commerce on May 12th. If you want to mark your calendars, we'd love to see you there. And you'll also get something more formal, inviting you to that too. So if you don't remember that right now, it's okay. Books on CD, this has been really interesting. They're just not making very many of them anymore. We still have a very small portion of our collection goes out, but 99% of our audiobook sales is through Hoopla and Libby. So we do expect that over time, that collection will just cease to exist. When that happens, we'll bring that to the board. But for now, we're not putting those collections in our renovated spaces. Along with many civic organizations, we're celebrating America 250 this year. If you want to look for programs around that, if you go to our events calendar, there's on the pull down list, there's America 250, and you can find all of our programming. I love what they're coming up with. Events like We the People Play Bingo. And that is based on citizenship questions. And that, of course, ties to our civic literacy initiatives from our strategic plan. They're doing calligraphy, guide to good 18th century penmanship, living on indigenous landscapes, Potawatomi and settler histories in northern Indiana. And then we'll have a big celebration this summer. It'll be a big party. Western and center branches will serve as early voting sites for the primary election. Center and Main will be polling sites for the midterms in the fall. And we've signed up for the Sustainable Libraries Initiatives, Sustainable Library Certification Program. It's a mouthful. But it provides us with a framework for our sustainability initiatives. Karen and Joe and Lisa are heading that, and we'll get a committee together, but the program provides them with a mentor, somebody who's created a sustainability plan before, and access to all sorts of other resources in order to help them develop that plan for us. So that's it.
All right, any questions? Do I have a motion to approve the director's report?
Some,
Do seconded, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, next, Ms. Plummer.
So on page 1, you'll see a couple photos. One's from Science Alive. And that was the ABC 57 weather team with a lot of volunteers on stage. And then the second photo is North Liberty Branch, and 66 patrons attended the library after dark.
That's so cool.
See, page 2, I just wanted to point out that overall gate count declined by 10%. However, most branches maintained visitation levels comparable to last year, February of 2025. Then page 3, while physical circulation was down by 5%, digital increased by 3%. Just kind of an ongoing trend. And then gonna skip ahead to page 5. Put a picture there from the SB Ready kindergarten tours. And we reached 832 students in 59 classes in 19 schools. And then here are some quotes from the teachers. They really do have it down to a science, the whole organization of it. So we're impressed. This is their 4th year doing it.
That says a lot about kindergarten, because if it can go wrong, it will go.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any questions? All right, let's go to the financial report. Ms. Danzler.
Parties on board like everyone else. Okay, so you'll see the fund report and the appropriations report. If there are any questions about either one of them, I will entertain those. The only other information I probably would give is just some information about Trust Indiana. Trust Indiana is pretty, the yield has not really changed much. So the yield right now is 3.64%. And it is static. The one thing I will say, I get probably some information from Trust Indiana probably once a month. And they're just saying, tariff seesaws leaves market participants struggling to stay one step ahead. And I would agree with that. We just don't know from a day-to-day basis, if those numbers are gonna change. But right now with First Source, and our bank and with, Trust Indiana, the yields have stayed pretty static right now. They have not gone up or down. So we're just holding steady. And right now I actually move money a little more, kind of more often, but not really more often, but just trying to keep keep money in Trust Indiana because that yield is much higher than what we have in First Source. So, I kind of look at the bill list time and that's when I move money, for the bill list. I don't leave a lot sitting in First Source. I leave it in Trust Indiana because that yield is higher. So if there are any questions regarding the, actual reports.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite, that's the rate for, First Source versus Trust Indiana?
So our First Source account, the rate is very, very small.
Yeah.
For our regular, it's, I can't remember, 3.36, it's very small.
Like,
0.36.
like your savings
Like-
account.
Yeah, like your
Yeah.
savings account. So I don't even really pay too much attention to that. Now, our, Western Construction and our LaSalle Construction, those we have a rate almost exactly the same as, Trust Indiana, which is why we did not create the Trust Indiana account. But the bulk of our money, sits in Trust Indiana, so we have, 5 accounts. So in Trust Indiana, so we have, gift funds, we have self-insurance fund, we have rainy day, we have alert, and we have operating. All sitting, the bulk of the money, I would probably say 90% of the money is sitting over there. We truly use our First Source account as our checking account. We pay the bills, we pay the payroll things, and then we leave everything else sitting there to mature day, because we get a daily maturity, and we leave it sitting there until we actually need it. So we move money today, because a lot of the bills will start getting paid this week.
I just didn't hear what the rate was.
Yeah, over there, it's like 0.3, it's very small. But it's 3.64%,
Almost.
3.64% in Trust Indiana, but it's very small.
Let's come down.
Oh, yeah, when we first started with Trust Indiana, we were at 5%. So, yeah, over 2 years, it's come down a lot, so.
Do you anticipate? Or you can't really anticipate, I guess, but.
I don't anticipate, the Fed moving numbers up anytime soon, if that's a question you're pointing to. I don't, if anything, it may go down another 0.25 somewhere. I do not anticipate any time in this administration, those numbers going down.
I guess my other question is, what, as a financial forecaster, how will our budget for next year look?
So we are looking at the budget right now, and there are some legislative things that we have to look at, that will impact how that is. So hopefully in the next month or two, I'll be able to give a little bit more thought to that. In a way, it will be potentially stable, but, we're looking at that 5-year projection as we get to 2029. That's what we're really looking at.
Well, and we will see a loss in revenue over the next few years. So we're working on that projection, and then,
I'm assuming that's gonna happen.
yeah, we'll get the finance committee together, which is Alan and Rhonda, and talk through that with them first for recommendations before we bring the plan to the full board.
How's our, our costs for utilities with?
Karen and I looked at that whenever people were kind of. We were seeing in the news that those numbers were escalating and going up. We didn't really see a spike in those numbers for us. But we all also are continuing to look at it. But over the last couple of months, when they were really talking about that, did not see a huge spike, obviously that. I mean, of course, it's winter. We had more snow. It was colder, so it's gonna go up for that. So I'm not looking at it in that, that delivery charge that a lot of people were getting for NIPSCO and those things. I didn't see a huge spike.
We did see a spike in snow removal though.
Yeah.
Snow removal costs were high this year.
Probably was the bigger spike. It was about 15% jump. I mean, but we had 18% jump in.
Yeah, more snow than in
Right,
the
more
last
snow
20
than I've
years,
seen
yeah.
Since I've lived in Indiana for a long time. So yeah, but the other utilities, I really did not see anything, huge whenever we were hearing a lot of stuff on the news.
Thanks.
Any other questions?
What's the pin on here? You can't tell me.
I can't tell you, sorry. I'll come.
We're still
I
running.
know, I can
Not-
guess, I don't care. Oh, well, I would hope time. We need our,
It's a
The glare's on it real bad.
Need a glare thing on.
Okay, everybody settled?
Not me,
Karen.
there'll be at least 3 times this. I'll just take yours.
Do I have a motion to accept the patron engagement report and the financial report?
So
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
I wanna, tell Brenda and Stephanie, we have more books. Want some more, dog bed.
Oh, okay.
I think we got 2 boxes.
That's what we got.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right. Next, any unfinished business?
No, ma'am.
New business, resolution to establish cash drawers. Ms. Chancellor?
Yeah, sometimes this comes yearly. We're gonna try not to do this yearly. Hopefully, when we won't have to open and close anymore. But the resolution really is just to, we do audits throughout the year, but as we open and close the branches, we had to reestablish. So really, the resolution is just to reestablish the baseline for all of the cash drawers across the system, and make sure that the board is aware of any increases or decreases.
Okay. Anyone have any questions? Do I have a motion to approve the resolution to establish cash drawers?
So moved.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye. Opposed? All right, thank you. Next, LaSalle Branch Library reopening. Ms. O'Brien.
We recommend reopening the LaSalle branch on Monday, May 4th, 2026. Construction is expected to be completed by March 31st. Reopening on May 4th will allow adequate time for post-construction preparation.
Okay, any questions? Do I have a motion to accept the recommendation for the LaSalle Branch Library reopening?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, next, LaSalle Reservable Spaces Policy. Ms. O'Brien.
Ahead of LaSalle's reopening, we request approval to update Appendix J and K of the public service policies, and I've included the updates in the memo.
Yes, Mr. Feldman.
I'm just curious, it looks like, all the other, branches, well, are, the highest is $75, but for LaSalle, you're recommending $150 for businesses, private events, and fundraisers or nonprofits after 10 hours. And I was curious why the discrepancy between LaSalle and all of the other locations.
It's the largest of the meeting rooms.
It's 1,500 square feet of usable square footage. It's within a 2,000 square foot addition, and center is the second largest, and that's at under 1,000. It's like 990 square feet. So it's almost 500 more square feet.
What's the capacity?
Capacity we've set at 80.
So the capacity is 15 more than Center and Francis.
So we set the capacity based on the furniture that we ordered for the space. But it is larger, so it does allow for more activities within the space.
Any other questions? Well, I mean, there's a lot of free space in library meeting rooms, which explains why I always have a hard time getting a meeting room, even though I am president of the.
No special treatment, no special treatment. And I would expect as part of our continuing conversations on budget, because our costs are so low, even for businesses, to see some increases across the board as we move forward.
That's really more what I was thinking, is that we're gonna go up to 150 there. Because basically, if anybody needs anything at LaSalle, that's more, if you have a group that's more than, or whatever would fit in the study room, you know, you're gonna get, I mean, if you're 10 people, you're still gonna get $150 if you're a business, I guess. Right, I mean, so basically, anybody that wants to use anything other than a meeting room, even if it's you know, because anybody that's in that neighborhood that wants to do a neighborhood event is gonna.
Right, and I would say that historically at that branch, they don't get a lot of meeting room use. And much of the use is for very small groups. So we have a study room for 7 that would meet most of the historic need. And that's no cost at all for that study room.
Right.
And then we also have, what's the other study room, 3 or 4?
Up to 3.
3. So we have those 2 study rooms added into this building as well.
Well, and you get a meeting room. Is there a limit on the meeting rooms? Is it 2 hours, or that's just the study rooms?
Who knows the answer to that
Meeting
question?
rooms are, you get 8 hours, and typically most organizations charge like per hour. So we are well under what other organizations charge, given we allow 8 hours of usage.
Well, I was just thinking 10 hours a month, you know, that's a weekly meeting of 2 hours or 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of use for one group anyway. All right. Do we have any other questions on the reservable spaces policy? Do I have a motion to accept the policy?
Motion.
It's been moved and
Second.
seconded to accept the LaSalle reservable spaces policy. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed. Motion passes. All right, next, LaSalle change order, Ms. Murphy.
So this should be our second to last change order for LaSalle. I think we have a couple of small still hanging out there. And it is 1 deduct here and the rest are adds. So much of this is not optional. Some of it is just to complete the fit and finish the look when you do a renovation, sometimes where those connections happen. You need to do a little more finishing. So the total change order is $65,444.81 and is still within our budget.
I do have a question, and I don't know how many pages this includes, but on our page, let me see, page 84, it's something from Brian Van Overberg. I think that's part of the LaSalle thing.
Yes.
I looked up this word PLAM, P-L-A-M, and I couldn't find it. So are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Elam,
The cost of 3 home planos is $6,846. And
Oh, yes. So that is,
I tried to look
that-
it up, there's no such word.
it is the decorative panels for the circulation
So
desk.
that's PLAM.
It's a brand,
plastic laminate.
yeah, there you go.
Okay. Hey. So easy. Thank
This is Google New right away.
Okay, thank you. Tim.
Well, I push artificial intelligence.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I could have done that.
All right, does anybody have any other questions about the LaSalle change order? Do I have a motion to approve the LaSalle change order?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the LaSalle change order. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, I said aye too. Next, Western change order, Ms. Murphy.
Okay, gotta figure out the new software and get me there. So this change order of $92,097 includes 2 deductions and 2 additions. The additions are not optional. The North Drive addition was required by the fire marshal as part of the permitting process. And then they did discover that a portion of the original building that had been an addition did not have foundation below the frost line. So that is the foundation add, so gotta have it.
Gotta have a foundation.
Yeah, and this is what we hold contingency for, so.
Any questions on the Western change order? Do I have a motion to approve the Western change order?
I'll move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the board approve the Western change order. All in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed? All right, motion passes. Other business? And strategic plan updates.
Sarah Maloney.
For inviting me to talk to you today. My name is Sarah. Okay, speak very loudly.
Speak very loud.
Okay, I can speak loud. Sometimes people will shush me in the library, actually, because I'm speaking too loudly in there.
We love it.
For me, I guess. So, my name is Sarah Maloney. I'm the manager of the Research and Digital Creation Department. I've been with the library since 2012. And I'm going to tell you about the LaSalle Art Studio. It's a new feature that's going into the new LaSalle branch. So this is part of our goal, our strategic goal to create destination spaces, create a reason for community members to want to visit LaSalle, even if that's not their home branch or their closest branch, by having this special collection of resources that's only available at the LaSalle branch. So this is a list, it's a long list of everything. I'll talk about a couple key things, but there's 21 art kits that will be part of the art studios. We got almost all of the supplies in that last week. It was really exciting to get all the boxes and unpack them. So you can see somewhat of what they'll look like. The kits will be stored in plastic bins, and they'll have labels on them that list everything in each kit. This is probably hard to read, so just some of the things that are included are sewing machines, a Cricut, pencil drawing kit, chalk pastels, polymer clay, a button maker, watercolor painting, watercolor pencils, crochet, knitting, jewelry making, a rubber band bracelet loom, block printing, macrame, collage, loom weaving, loop loom weaving, acrylic painting, embroidery, and then 2 special projects, a crochet project and a hand sewing project. And then there'll be some additional equipment also available, like an iron and an ironing board for sewing, a photo light box, a bendable tripod, a laminator, paper cutters, and then of course just standard supplies will be available, like scissors and rulers and cutting mats. And then instructions and guides will also be included within each kit, as well as a QR code that will link to classes on Creative Bug, which is our subscription and database of crafting video lessons. So this is the locker that things will be in. It's a locker from Lingso. It's a Library of Things locker. This is the layout that we selected, I believe, although I don't think that's right, because I think we only have 2 big ones, so maybe it isn't, but it looks something like this. So patrons will be able to check out directly from the locker, with a few exceptions, like the sewing machines, things like the iron, the heat press will come, they'll have to check in with the desk to verify that they're the appropriate age for those items. There is a digital screen here that's part of the locker, so patrons can scroll through and see what's available and then choose the item they want, scan their library card. There'll be a basic waiver to make sure they understand just that they can only use the equipment within the room, within the art studio, maybe some safety information. And then we may have a different waiver for like the sewing machine and the heat press, that for the things that have more safety considerations. And then the items can also be found by searching the catalog, so they'll all have art studio kit as part of their name. So this helps with discoverability. So maybe if someone's looking for books about watercolor painting, they'll see that we also have a watercolor art studio kit that's available at LaSalle Branch. So that will encourage them to visit LaSalle Branch, even if they don't normally go there. So each kit will include all the tools needed, all the accessories, the supplies. So here's just some examples of some of the bigger machines that we got. So like the sewing machine, we got 2 Brother sewing machines recommended by one of our community partners who teaches sewing classes. So it will include, besides the sewing machine, like a sewing kit that's pictured there. Things like pre-wound bobbins, extra needles, a rotary fabric cutter, and a sewing ruler. She said that was very important to have the special sewing ruler. We have a button maker that will come with it, also the circle cutter to cut out the buttons, and then a certain number of like the pin back button sets to actually make your buttons. We also have a Cricut with a heat press. So if you're not familiar with Cricut, it's a very popular brand of electronic cutting machine. It very precisely draws, scores, engraves various materials for DIY projects, kind of like a printer, but it actually cuts. So that will have an iPad in the kit to be able to use the special design software for making the designs, and then tools like brayer, spatula, weeder, scraper, and then the heat press. And then it'll have a limited number of like heat transfer vinyl. So enough to do like a sample project. And we encourage patrons to bring their own materials if they have a bigger project that they want to do, but some sample materials so that they can try it out without any extra needed. So there's some examples of like the vinyl and the tools that go with the Cricut. There's a few other examples of the kits. There's, like I said, there's 21 kits. So there's sculpting clay, block printing, jewelry making, acrylic paint, knitting, a weaving loom. Just, we try to think of all the things, all the different kinds of crafts that people may like to do. We'll have there's some seasonal projects that will rotate. So those are a specific project with the specific supply. So to start, we're going to have crochet an amigurumi turtle and hand sew farm animal puppets. And then these I think will often be found on Creative Bug, because Creative Bug has videos, it has the supply list all on there. So we'll have the QR code to link to take you right to Creative Bug with the instructions, as well as all the specific supplies you need for those specific projects. And we'll rotate those seasonally, so they'll change it. So give you a reason to come back and see what's new. And then, yeah, each kit will have instructions, guides, project ideas, and then the QR code linking to Creative Bug. So if you haven't checked out Creative Bug, it's really fun. I use it a couple times a year for different projects. It's kind of like LinkedIn Learning, but for crafting, with the videos, just short videos, so you can go directly to the part you want. It's really useful. It's really great, and has all kinds of things in it. And then, so just the loan rules. So each patron can check out just one kit at a time. The loan time is 4 hours. No holds, no renewals. It's only to be used within the art studio. So these aren't things they're taking home. They just use it within the room. And each kit has limited amount of the consumable supplies, like the paper or the paint. So when the patrons finish, they'll return the kit to the desk, is what staff thought would work best. So then the staff will check that all the pieces are included. They'll refill any of the consumable supplies that were used from the supply. And then they'll let me know when they're low on the consumable supplies, so I can reorder those and restock them. And so just to give you an idea of what it will look like, so that is the big meeting room that we were talking about earlier. So it can be used as the art studio when not in use as a meeting room. And then we haven't gotten the locker yet, but I tried to give you an idea of what it would look like. Not super realistic, but we have some drying shelves and some cabinets, large drawers, and then the locker will be right there in the room for patrons to get things out of. And then the LaSalle opening ceremony is May 12th. So I'm just really excited. Let me know if you have any questions.
So it's a great, sounds like a great space. I saw this in, I think, the Kalamazoo Library. They had a dedicated space that a lot of people using it. But I'm curious, you said, that was gonna be my question was, is there so there's not a dedicated craft room? The idea is this is only gonna be available to patrons when the large room is not in use by somebody.
Some group, yeah.
Correct, and based on the history, as I mentioned earlier, it did not get much use, so we expect it will primarily be used. Can you back up to that picture? So this will be a space where the kids can hang out after school. There's on the other wall, if you can, that there will be a gaming station there, TV, and I don't know what gaming system, one of them picked out by the teen librarian, not me. And then the art studio on the other side. And there, what's not installed yet is a large glass wall that you'll be able to close off the room for programming and for the
Sure.
occasional use as a meeting room space. If it becomes incredibly popular as a meeting room, we'll have to block off some time that's particularly studio time. So that's sort of our plan if needed, but based on past use, we wanted a really flexible space.
Oh, my question really had to do with how knowledgeable are the librarians about using the various stuff? Like if I come and say, I don't know how to use a sewing machine. Well, is there somebody there who will say, because I don't think that you want people to come and say, oh, here, watch this YouTube and that'll teach you how to do it.
There'll be programming, classes or programs around it. As there was quite a long list of supplies. So it's kind of, I think, similar to Studio 304. We have a lot of tools in there. It's pretty hard for one person to know everything about all of those tools. Yeah, so we do, we'll have in the kits books, guides, and I think Creative Bug, like in Studio 304, we point people to LinkedIn Learning a lot to learn. Because even if, say, the staff all know how to knit, will they have time to sit down and teach someone to knit? Most of these things take longer than you can just show someone in a quick lesson. So it really is on to the patrons to, if they're interested in learning something, those Creative Bug videos really are great to showing you. And the nice thing is you can learn at your own pace then. You can watch those at home. You can go back and rewatch. They have transcripts in there, so you can skip right to the place that you want to go. So I think the second to, it would be great if there was just a team of artists in there who could sit down with people and show them how to do everything. But we'll have the resources for people to learn in their own way. We have books, we have videos, we have quick start guides, that will be included. Staff we may make videos if there's not a good pre-made video available, we can make some specifically for our equipment and things like that. So we'll just have to do our best to, instruct and teach and
Hopefully, I'm gonna try this afterwards. Can you back up about Reese to the going? There. No.
One
No.
forward. This
There.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Seasonal projects, I'm thinking about our gallery that at the Rackland Morris, where we can display items of people that made things. And how could we do that? Is there a time period or a way that we can say we're gonna dedicate this month to this, and then we can then display those in the gallery?
I love that idea,
Yeah.
and I'll make sure
Yeah.
you and Sarah
Yeah,
can talk about it.
I thought that That's another way to keep people's stuff on display.
Yeah, yeah, and when they complete a project, ask them to, yeah, then come and display it.
Or we could gather.
Yeah.
Well, that's something we can certainly talk about. I think it's a great idea.
Buying, display cases. I just bought them today from Notre Dame. So we have enclosed, they came from the Snipe Museum. They were very cheap.
Well, and then having the display over there will direct people to LaSalle as well. I love it.
Love that.
We also have Biblio board now, which is a digital collection. So we have the light box in the studio. So if people wanted to take a photo too of something they created and they could upload that to Biblio board. That's another way, not as exciting or nice as a real gallery, but for like,
I think you and Marvin should talk because I think some of his artists would be interested in Biblio board.
Yeah.
And then however you work together on this project, I think it'd
We
be
have
great.
30 days. So you come see their own work.
yeah,
Like,
I think that's a great idea.
Got it.
it works for me.
All right.
Thank you.
Alan, let me.
So I'm looking, I just went into Creative Bug through the app,
Oh,
but I'm curious. So it said invalid access. So does that mean we can only use Creative? Which is fine, I'm just understanding. Is Creative Bug one of the
you should be able to get to
programs
it
that
from home.
you should
Yeah,
be-
I've used it from home. It's a little weird. I find that like the login page
Okay.
to find where you log in, I always get confused because it's like really prominent to create a new account, but then to log in is kind of like just a little link
Little
that's not
wonky.
as visible, not as obvious.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yes.
Yes, let's give Sarah a round of applause. All right, do we have any visitors to be heard today? No visitors. All right, our next library board meeting date is Monday, April 27th, right here at 4:15.
Yeah, you guys.
That's all right.
Are we okay?
Karen. Sorry, we're almost there.
Okay. Do you have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? We are adjourned.
Thank you, everyone.
Add it up.